Hi guys, welcome to another reindeer game from the Scouring, and this time we'll be playing once again against this Russian enemy that I already have multiple games against. But this time we'll be playing on the 6-player map, which we haven't seen for a while. Which I was actually playing, or I mean I was playing on all maps, but I had the most interesting games on the 3-player map, so I also wanted to change it up a little bit now and take a look on this 6-player map, since we haven't seen it for a while. And as you can see, we spawn basically quite far away from each other. He could be even here to make it even further, but this is a really safe position for both of us to not get rushed in anyway. So let's just start it, let's see how it goes. We are both playing as humans. I have the black color here on the top side of the map, and he's the blue enemy on the top side of the map. He is going for barracks and sawmill, basically same opener as me, even though he had a little bit slower start there. He didn't start moving his peasants immediately for the sawmill, but since he placed it so close to his town hall, it actually didn't slow him down that much. I think overall we should have pretty similar start. Even though I'm actually already starting my farm, and I have two peasants out, so I think I started producing peasants way earlier. He probably placed these buildings first, then he started producing peasants, and now he's going for the farm, so I already have like a 100 HP lead on the farm, which is 25% of the build time, which is really good. That can definitely help a little bit to accumulate some extra food, which can be definitely useful later. He's already gathering wood, I'm doing the same thing. Barracks now finished for both of us. He didn't have really points set up there. Like extra move for the peasants, so he lost like 1 second there, but those are all really minor things. Those are the things that I'm always talking about. That I try to maximize basically all the things that you can automize, try to learn the build orders, all the other strategies and army compositions that you can, and once you basically perfect this, you make it basically perfect in 99% of the cases, then you have a slight advantage against the enemy. Yeah, even though he did it also really well, the opener, I did it a little bit better, like maybe 5%, and that is just something you can always get for free if you just practice a lot, so I definitely would really recommend you to practice your build orders and openers, even against AIs, that's always okay as well. So I'm starting with 2 archers, 1 on each side from my base, scouting all positions, and we basically immediately scouted the 3 positions that are closer to us, and now I know that he's either here or here. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't really like to push against this position, to be honest. I don't think it's like ultra OP, but even as if I actually play here, I don't think it's that safe. I don't feel safe definitely playing here, but when you try to actually push against this, it's really difficult, because from this side it's really narrow, so if you have barracks like this, right here it's unpushable, and down here that is the goblin camp, so unless it's destroyed, it's pretty much unpushable there. At the same time, here you have the wolves protecting it, and if you want to go around, there are another walls here, plus another camp, but we don't have to worry about this, also the outpost here. But overall there is lots of camps around it. This is unpushable, and there are barracks, and as I said, this is protected by the goblins in the beginning, so really hard to push. I found him, but I didn't have any units here to push him yet. Now I'm bringing some extra archers, so we'll have army of 5 archers here ready to push him, but I'm on the side where he has barracks, so I don't think we'll really manage to do much. At the same time, at home I'm still producing archers, still producing peasants when I have the resources. Now I was AFK for a second, but now we remake that production, and I will have to also start a new farm soon, so probably this peasant is going for that. I wasn't able to fit it anywhere in the back here, I need to remove 1 tree. Here I made the sawmill a little bit too close to the gold field, so my bad. We have to build a farm in the front. Fortunately, he's not too aggressive in this game, so I can definitely afford that. You can usually expect it. If you spawn so far away from each other, you usually won't get like early pushed or rushed. Even though he of course still doesn't know where I am. He just saw my units came from this side now again, so he's most likely thinking that I'm somewhere on the right side of the map. But yeah, unfortunately I cannot push into this. He has like double the amount of units there, even better levels. I don't kill anything yet. Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. I don't really like this about this map. It's really open, so you are kind of forced to actually go harass early with the archers. But at the same time, I really like to take camps, which is much easier on the 3-player map, where you just have to take the camps to actually get to the enemy. Here you always have some option how to get into his base without taking the creeps on the map. so I rather just avoid them and go for the base, and now I don't have any levels. I also don't get any extra resources from it, so now he has a really big advantage. Also now I start messing up a little bit here. I will lose I think like 3 archers in total, or maybe even 4. And also another thing, he already has smithy. Basically first first cannon is now finished, and I don't even have my smithy finished. Yeah, it's on 50%. So when I finish my smithy, he will already have like 2 cannons, so he definitely rushed them pretty quickly. As I said, he already played against each other so many times, so he knows that I go for archers and then go for cannons really quickly. That's what I usually manage to use to actually defeat him. Here I tried some nice tricky moves which actually quite worked, but unfortunately he has so many archers that he will still kill me like this, and now we are really just left with 2 archers, and maybe he will finish this one. No, okay, so we out of 3 archers we lost 3 of them, and we didn't kill a single unit. Well, we also didn't kill any neutral enemies during the first day and night, so this is like totally terrible opener. And now I know that I cannot win this on resources basically anymore, on macro, because I already lost some value. I also don't have the experience and extra resources from the kills, as I said, and now it's also a really perfect opportunity for him to expand, which he actually does. He has some slight problems with food, as you can see on the cannons, but maybe let's check that. He actually has better income of, or same income of food as me, but he has just more units. And also way more gold. And we both have 0 wood, so he's in a much better position, he has stronger army, he's making an expansion. He has some idle peasants here, he should probably work on that. But outside of that, he is definitely in a better position. Also cleared all the dangerous neutral enemies around his base, where he farmed even more resources. And as you can see, all the archers here are level 2, except this one. And I still didn't really clear anything. Now I'm even, maybe I will even lose this archery. I even lost archer at home because I wasn't paying enough attention. And basically what you want to do in this situation is just decide on some extremely powerful move that your enemy won't expect. Yeah, so what are the options? I could potentially go for like 2 expansions at once and try to somehow catch up on the resources, but that would be like ultimately dangerous, because if he went for a push, I would probably die. But you could potentially try that. Actually in this game he won't go for a push, but he will have scouts there, so he will probably find out about it. So it's like really dangerous. You can only do that against really passive players. Another option would be to try go for knights, but I would really have to start upgrading the town hall to 4th really early. I think it might have been possible exactly at the time when he killed my archers there, like the first one and second one. If I would start upgrading my town hall at the time, it might have been possible to make knights and actually destroy him with that. But he still has many archers, really good positions like this outpost there, so I wouldn't even be able to destroy that. And if he had too many cannons, I still don't think that would be a good idea. Also now I'm already falling behind on the resources, so I just didn't really have time to expand or go for some higher tier units. So the only option I kind of figured out is to try to do a powerful timing push. So we just created 3 production buildings, immediately got the siege upgrade for the long range attack for the cannons. We already have 3 of them, I'm producing 4th one, and as you can see he even has only 3 cannons. So even though he produced, or he built his smithy much earlier than me, now I already have 1 extra cannon, and I already have this upgrade that he doesn't even have, because he built the smithy early, but then he wasn't really producing in it because he was investing all of his resources into the expansion. And that is what I was counting on, that he made all of these early good moves to create some really strong early game, but then instead of continuing pushing, which he could have done and maybe he would actually kill me, he decided to rather expand, which is also a good move, but it's pretty risky if you are playing against someone who knows how to actually punish that by playing early aggressive timing push, which I will do here. First of all, I put 1 archer here, which actually killed with the swordsman. Second one here, because I was really expecting him to push me, or of course I was also considering the expansion, but he could expand at the same time push, or he could just actually bluff the expansion and go all in with some really strong push. So I wanted to have some scouts in front of my base. Here we lost the scouts, so I was preparing a little bit more on this side. Here we still had archers, so it was pretty safe. He could potentially squeeze around this shore, but that basically never happens, so I wasn't too afraid of that. Now we are trying to catch up on the kills on the neutral enemies, so quickly clearing this expansion, clearing the walls here. Now we have 2 potential expansion options, So that's really good. Also, we are safe from these wolves later. I will also clear these ones, I think. And now, it wasn't immediately after the first night ended. I think that's like around 8 minutes, if day is 5 minutes and the night is 3 minutes. But let's say like 1.5 minutes later, we are taking all of our units, which is like almost full group of archers. Something like 6 cannons here, 7th in the back, still producing more units in all of our buildings. Idle also peasants, even though I stopped that for a second now. We have enough food, we have enough resources for the production, so not really that necessary. Here I quickly level up even more my archers, also some extra resources, clear the walls so they don't harass my cannons from the back. And we are immediately going for the push as soon as possible. As you can see, it's a really strong defense here, even as cannon on the outpost, but I immediately targeted with all of my archers. Move a little bit closer so he can't shoot again, and now I use the siege ability to quickly push his cannons back. Here we use our cannons to push his archers back, and yeah, now I lost actually a little bit archers, but this is just purely about micromanagement. Yeah, if you are in these situations where you messed up the opener and you are trying to do timing push, and he also has strong army, it's just all about micromanagement. I can't even tell you if he has stronger army or me. He has also really good levels on the archers, so probably similar archer army. I maybe had a little bit more cannons, but we have same production. Both of us have 2 barracks and 1 smithy, so this is really just purely about micromanagement. Here I let him shoot my cannons, then I go into this mode, immediately one-shot his cannons. I even one-shotted my cannons at the same time, but I knew that I had more cannons, so I just needed to take him out as quickly as possible. We took out all of his cannons, now we still have 5 of ours, and even though he has maybe a little bit more archers, now I immediately pre-shot here my siege shots on this outpost, so I saw that his archers were already coming back, so I already prepared the shot. It takes like 2 seconds before it actually fires up, and it also has to fall there, so it's always good to prepare for that. Basically, at the moment he went up that outpost, I already had my shots in the air and it just crashed on him and immediately killed him. But as you can see, he still has a really good production of archers, so he's still coming with more and more units. It's all about predicting his moves, where he will come with more units, where he will stand for how many seconds, and all these kinds of stuff that you will just gain with practice. You will be able to pretty well predict this, and then you can really easily snipe them out with the cannons, with the siege ability. During that, while we are restoring the barracks, so he loses his production building, I'm trying to move around with my peasants, not peasants, sorry, archers, clear the farms, definitely the gold fields. Of course, now we already know that he has an expansion, so maybe now someone might think that I could also go expansion, which is definitely a valid point. I could go for expansion. The thing is that I don't want to make the same mistake as he did. Yeah, he basically destroyed my army in the beginning, went for expansion, and now he's losing. Now I destroyed his army, and if I go for expansion now, it can also pretty well happen that I will start losing, because he might have maybe another base in the back, which he's actually going to start building now. He might have more production buildings here. He also has already forts, so he could potentially go for knights. And if I don't continue producing more and more units, I will probably fall behind there. So it's really important to pump more and more units in here. I have some rally points in the back, so I will have to bring that manually there. Maybe even some rally points on units that already died, then the units get stuck. So we have to work with that, but overall we are just bringing more and more units, so he just doesn't have a chance to recover. He invested into this expansion, and he doesn't have any income from here. I also blocked some farms, so he should be struggling with food a little bit, and overall he should be in a really good position. Now he actually rushed me from the back with his archers. That's not the most ideal position, but I'm still trying to mainly clear this base. He still has really good income in there. I wasn't really aware of that. I was trying to finish the smithy, also his archers on this side and this side. We actually managed to clear all the archers on the barracks with our archers, but now he's bringing his archers from the bottom to this position, so now I need to immediately bring my cannons. First one-shot his cannon here, that's really important, which I managed to do, and here I'm trying to kill him with archers. Unfortunately he has a advantageous position, so it's not going that well. He even escaped a few archers from the barracks, but I still have so many shots with the cannons that we should be able to take him out, even though he's buying some potions there. If we check the resources, he has actually 3000 gold, so he can spam so much. Not sure why he didn't actually place the expansion yet. He has enough resources for it. It is starting, so we should do it as soon as possible, but I'm really not sure what he was focusing on, maybe just buying more potions. But some pretty decent micromanagement here with the archers trying to escape from the barracks. At the same time, still producing more and more units, but now we are starting to lose a little bit at home. I actually already placed the expansion before the first night, but I don't have any defense now, so I will actually lose all of these peasants. And also probably some archers that I just produced here and other things, so not looking too good. Now also the skeletons will be harassing my my cannons really heavily. So we'll have some problems with that. He even started repairing his barracks. And yeah, he still actually didn't place the expansion here. I'm still not sure why, since he has so many resources. Probably the main thing he should focus on to improve is some resource management and multitasking. As you can see, I'm still managing to keep my resources below 1000. Maybe now it will jump above 1000 there for a second, but overall we are trying to manage our resources as low as possible. And constantly produce new units. Of course, now I was struggling here a little bit with the defense while I was still trying to clear out his peasants. But to be honest, even if you don't spend your resources for a second, which I'm definitely not doing now because I'm struggling here against the skeletons, if you manage to kill some peasants, that's such a huge value that if you sacrifice a few of your attention that would be good to have somewhere else, it's usually still really good. And here I managed to get some really good value with the cannons on killing his archers basically, and we are also slowly producing. I mean, I have resources, but I'm producing constantly, so it's actually not that big of a problem. As you can see, he's also producing, but now he even lost his main building here, and placing a new expansion is always really worth it if you have so many new resources, so many extra resources. I think after the night ends, because now I'm not even able to defend 2 bases yet, so it doesn't make sense for me to make a new expansion, but since he lost his main base anyways already, it definitely would be really wise in his position. He even tried to attack me with peasants, which is actually quite smart, to attack the cannons from multiple sides with peasants on melee range. Unfortunately for him, he wasn't the best micromanagement player in terms of peasants movement, so we managed to clear them pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I lost all of my archers. I have 2 left only, and then only the cannons here. But they are still somehow managing to survive. These peasants are still bringing the resources to this town hall, and even though he made the expansion finally, now he's starving a lot because it was too late. He already lost the food income from here, and at the same time he's dying to the skeletons because he has 0 defense there. He still has lots of gold, but now almost no wood, so what I would do is take all of these peasants and put them on wood so he can balance his resources a little bit more. That's really important. Yeah, you don't want to have like multiple thousand of one resource and 0 of the other one. It can sometimes happen in the end game when you are like farming skeletons or around the map, or with like 10 bases. You are fighting a lot, you are just getting lots of gold from the kills, then you can have lots of gold. And you might not be able to catch up with the wood if you don't have enough peasants because you need them for food. But in mid-game and early game you want to balance the resources basically all of the time, or at least spend the gold on potions or something. But usually you just want to bring more and more peasants to wood. That's usually the best approach. I'm still trying to siege him down with the cannons. We managed to do that pretty successfully. We cleared all the archers. And now I will start bringing my new army from my home. I'm quite a lot in minus in terms of food, but we are already building some new farms here. At the same time, as I said, redistributing our peasants. While still the gold is not that crazy, so that's kind of fine. This is already destroyed. Since he was not leaving, I was pretty much sure that it was certain that he has another base here. I was kind of worried that he might even have 2 bases, and he was really just slowing me down the whole night here. And he somehow managed to save up so many resources that he has 2 bases here with like 3 barracks, and he's spamming lots of units. But that really wasn't the case. If he placed this base earlier here, potentially he could already have barracks, maybe some more farms, and he would be able to somehow push back, but I have so many units. It probably didn't seem like that during the night, but now I will be bringing all the units from my home. I actually have more than full group of archers and probably like at least 10 cannons, so there is no way, even if we had 2 bases already, because I also have 2 bases, and now I'm even going for a 3rd base on this side, as you can see, so definitely the income will be better and better. This is a really important thing. Basically, if you feel like you are falling behind in the games, even if you do good micromanagement or good macro or whatever, good build orders, the one thing you might be missing is basically the timing and the style of your play. Because what I actually did here was that, and I do it in most games, is that I play really aggressively. I keep the opponent under pressure basically the whole game, which is first of all a small mind game because he's in stress, he doesn't know what to do, he might be making mistakes because of that, and at the same time I'm still keeping him under heavy pressure, which definitely can result in basically not being able to make any power moves, yeah, because even if I'm not able to finish him, I can still harass his villagers. He has to be careful where he places them. He has to basically stay in the closed base. Maybe he doesn't have more space there to build more farms or other production buildings. And I still have the whole map for me, so I can make more expansions, more production buildings. My farms are totally safe. And then even if you don't actually defeat his army, but you are keeping him at home, maybe in like turtle defense, you are still maybe killing few peasants here and there, and you are just gaining a small economical advantage. So definitely a big advice is to play really aggressively and try to attack him as soon as possible, so you can just create that pressure. And even though I had to retreat after the small defeat in the beginning when I tried to harass him with the 5 archers, I came back even stronger as quickly as possible, and once I launched the powerful attack, he was just not able to survive it anymore. So let's finish the replay, take a look on the results. As you can see, we had a little bit more resources, but it was pretty much balanced in terms of gold. We definitely had way more wood. The units shrank, definitely also like 60 more, so that was really good. Then the micromanagement, yeah, we killed over 110 units, 113, and we lost 71. As you can see, he killed only 49, so actually lost lots of units to the neutral enemies or some maybe splash kills from my own cannons and these kinds of stuff. He also lost a little bit, but definitely not as much. But at the same time I killed more neutral enemies myself, so there's even more resources for me. And in terms of infrastructure, we had pretty much the same amount of buildings, so that was definitely really good. So yeah, 19 minutes 36 seconds, definitely a little bit longer game. Usually I finish my ranked games, like most of them lately, after the first night, yeah, the second day. So the games are around 10 minutes. This was definitely the longest game in a long time. So I definitely enjoyed it. It was a small change, at least a little bit. And definitely well played to this guy. He was in top 10 when we were playing this game. Unfortunately, when he lost it, he fell off. So we'll see how he will progress. I definitely think he has potential to get into like top 5 at least, but we'll see if he will manage to do that in the upcoming days. But yeah, I hope you learned something different, as I said, different map and also a little bit longer format. And if you have any questions, or maybe you want to help me to help you with some strategies or these kinds of stuff, definitely let me know in the comments and I will try to answer you whatever you have for me. So yeah, take care guys.